Hey guys, Tristan Midget here. So I'm going to be doing a video on the Sharpsbros Warthog. So I know these are very popular, and a lot of people won these in the last Box of Awesomeness. This is my brother's gun, not mine, so I thought I'd say that, start off with that. It's a pretty cool gun. Basically, these are very, very similar to the Hellbreakers. They're the same OEM. It's got ARES internals and literally the same parts. It's the same thing, just a different body and rail. That's in like flash hider, barrel, or suppressor, amplifier, whatever you want to call this. It's literally all of the above. It looks like a suppressor, but it's an amplifier. Yeah. So basically, it's just external differences. They're all going to come with the same internals, the Hellbreakers and the Warthogs, Sharpsbros guns, and the ARES Amoebas. The ARES Amoebas are plastic bodies. These are metal. Now, I've actually been pretty disappointed with the Gen 5 Amoebas, the ARES Gen 5s. The MOSFETs are not as good as they used to be. You cannot spam the trigger. Now, Elite Force took over the importing of them, whereas I think it was Z-Shot used to do a lot of that. Z-Shot's actually local to me. But my ARES Amoeba and one of my friend's ARES Amoebas, they have the blue plate. They're what, Gen 4 is what they consider the MOSFET, and you can spam the living crap out of them, and they will keep up. They're like a BTC, honestly, quite honestly, just cycle completion only. Whereas this, you can hammer the trigger as much as you want, and it will not keep up. It's like a Wolverine HPA system. You can spam your trigger all you want, and it'll just go dut, 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 dut. It's like a consistent rate of fire, which is not good. Not good in my book. And really no good tech is going to tell you that that's a good thing. It's a delay. It's a semi-auto delay. It doesn't make any sense to have a delay. The only good that comes from it is that people don't complain because you can't shoot fast. So I don't know if ARES was thinking that. Oh, people are, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I don't know if Elite Force was like, oh, you need to update this and blah, blah, blah. Apparently there were issues with the old ARES MOSFETs frying. Okay, update the quality control is the biggest thing. One of my old friends, he had an ARES Amoeba, and his MOSFET did fry, and it was the good ones. But it's probably a quality control issue. If you guys step up the quality control, you don't need to make any changes to the actual parts themselves, because I have a ARES Amoeba that is 4 years old, almost probably about 4 years old because about it used. The same MOSFET that's been in there for all 4 years, and I hammer that thing, and it continues to work. And the reason why is because I got a good one that was quality control checked, and it was properly built. But yeah, they delayed the semi-auto on this. Part of it is the motor. I know the motor on this gun is very torquey, which having a torquey motor on cycle completion really isn't the best, because torqueier motors are better for pre-cocking because it's going to have more torque and more spin up, so it's going to be able to pre-cock your gun. But since there's no pre-cocking on this, it's kind of slower. I've put SHS, balanced motors, or high torque is what they call them. They're 16 TPA, they're balanced motor. I've put them inside of ARES Amoebas, and it kicks up the trigger response and kicks up the rate of fire pretty good. So these motors are not very good. That is the first thing I'd recommend swapping out. Invest yourself into a SHS, like $30 motor, SHS high torque, or a ARES or ASG 40K boost. That'll get you probably 25 rounds a second with a stock gearbox. Not only that, but this gun is shooting full auto and semi. I was doing that last night too when I first plugged the battery in. I'm not sure if this was a return, because there's a few little scratches here and there in the fact that it does shoot full auto and semi. Now, I got it last night to shoot semi. I just messed with it. So we'll see if I can get it to start shooting semi-auto again. So, well, another negative is the stock won't adjust. You push this button in. Oh, there we go. So I have to push it in really, really hard. Really, really hard. Okay. So, stock does work. You just have to give it some force. I think it's like a 6th position, maybe 5, 4 position, something like that. Okay. See what I'm saying? Here we go. Stupid. Anyways, my ARES Amoeba stock doesn't do that, so don't worry, it's not all of them. The battery that I'm using is a 1400 milliamp, 11.1, 15 to 25C. It is Tamiya. Plenty of battery space in there. You can fit a 2000 milliamp, 11.1. So that's saying a lot. Stock, no problem there. Metal buffer tube. It's actually got a quick change spring system, so you can unscrew the, I believe, yeah, you can unscrew the buffer tube and take out the spring without taking out the gearbox, like the Hellbreakers and like the Amoebas. Just the buffer tube off. So the pistol grip on here is plastic. It's so nice. The externals are so nice on this gun. It feels so good. So the body on here is a Warthog. It's all metal. The Hellbreakers come with a different logo looking thing on the front. The Amoebas don't come with anything at all. It's just a different body. And so you have a lot of options, which is nice. That's nice that ARES supplies a lot of options. You've got the, the Warthog here. You've got, there's another version that I'm not thinking of. And then there's the Hellbreaker, and then there's the Amoebas. There's another one in between that I'm not thinking of. It has a different body shape, but it's like a face, kind of like the Warthog. Metal body again. Metal mag catch. Functioning bolt lock, which is cool. It's got a unique rail system on the front. It's, probably 12 inches on this one. I don't think it included any rail segments. I don't even know if you can actually put any rails on this gun. I looked in the box, I don't think there was any. So I think this is just a flat, smooth rail that you're going to have to run. Monolithic upper rail, plastic sights, which are honestly really good sights, honestly. Much better than the old ARES sights. I think they're like replicas of the Magpul Pros or whatever, I think. The barrel stops right here, and then on the front there's this amplifier type thing. The inner barrel stops like right here. So does the outer barrel. And it does include a metal part for the front of this, so you have to unthread it. It is threaded, I can see. So you'd have to get pliers and unthread this, and then they have a black one to put in here, which is nice. That's a nice feature. It still wants to shoot full auto, which is stupid. As far as the internals, it's got the ARES Amoeba type rotary hop-up, which is good. It's got a better inner barrel. Now, the reason why I checked is because a lot of ARES guns will come with the black aluminum barrels. Those come in the Amoebas. The Hellbreakers and the Warthogs will come with brass inner barrels. I think they're 603s, maybe 605s. They're good barrels, though. Good barrels. I would have to take the gun apart to see what bucking it has, but I'm sure it has the good old ARES clear bucking, which is like a kind of a greenish clear, and they're not good at all. They're garbage. So I'll shoot it to see how it shoots, but I have every single one of those. As soon as you take that barrel out, it rips it right away. Not only that, but just adjusting your hop-up can cause them to rip because they're so soft. So the bucking is the most important thing to swap. Throw yourself get a Lone X50, $5 bucking, pop it in here, $40 or $30, $40 motor, and you're set. So it is the ARES gearbox. Like I said, it comes with the straight trigger, the torquey motor, but it's not neo-magnet. It also comes with, I believe, the Hellbreakers come with bearings on the bevel gear and then bushings on the sector and the spur. But they're really, really bad bushings because they round out really easily. But I heard a rumor that they changed those out for actually steel ones that are good quality. Didn't take this apart to confirm, but that was an issue with the past ARES Amoebas and Hellbreakers, was the bushings basically eroding. Stock Chinese gear set, they're really not very good. I'd highly recommend putting, an SHS 16-1 spur and bevel in here and keeping the stock sector, because you have to have that magnet on there. And the rate of fire would kick up like 1 or 2 rounds a second between the stock and SHS 16-1. But the goal would not be to get a higher rate of fire. The goal would be longevity, because these gears are crappy, the teeth are thin, and SHS is CNC'd and good quality steel and much thicker. And then you're just going to get your ARES Amoeba metal rack piston. I don't know what springs in here. I have not chroned it yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be a 120, about 400 is what I'm sure it's going to shoot, which it should. It's a long, long-ish barrel. So let's go ahead and chrono it and see if I can get the thing to just start shooting semi-auto. Alright, so I got the chrono set for 2 5s. Got 2 5s loaded up in here. I got the hop-up adjusted. The hop-up was all the way off. It's slightly over-hop now. 390, 384, 389, 388, 381, 384, 384, 377, 384, 383, 384, 382. So not very consistent, but this thing is shooting really hard. 1.7 joules with a .25, 380 feet per second with a 2.5. So this thing's shooting 420 with a .2, 420, 430. So this is going to be like DMR feet per second. Out of the box, it seems. I don't know if the spring will break in, but it is cycle completion, so pre-cocking is not going to break the spring in at all. That's hard. I don't know. For those people out there, some fields will just say, oh, just use semi-auto. You can lock it to semi-auto too, which is cool with the MOSFET. Let's get a rate of fire reading because, I mean, after all, it only wants to shoot full auto anyways. 17 rounds a second. So 17 rounds a second is pretty low for a 11.1 lipo. A stock gun should be getting 20. That's just my opinion. Some people are like, oh, that's pretty decent. 17's pretty decent. 18's pretty decent. For the FPS that it's shooting, I guess, you know, 420, 430 is decent. But even if it was shooting, you know, 350 FPS, the rate of fire would probably not even be 20, honestly. It's just the torquey motor, it's slow. So right now I'm trying to shoot semi. Oh, it's shooting semi now. What do you know? So you just have to kind of coax it into shooting semi. What do you know? It was the same thing last night that I had to do. Oh, turkey vulture. Die. So that's the max speed you're going to be able to get out of this gun pretty much. As you can see, it's locked. It's literally has a cap on the semi-auto speed, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I think all the Gen 5s are going to be like that, guys. So honestly, I can't really recommend ARES Amoebas all that much anymore. Granted, if you do put, you know, 10-to-1s in there, you know, a balanced motor, 11.1 lipo, you're going to be getting better trigger response, which will allow for quicker semi-auto because the gun's cycling quicker. I hope that makes sense. But it'll be nothing like a BTC or the old ARES MOSFETs. I mean, that's decent. That's... Alright, so here's the stock motor. This thing is very warm. I just shoot it quite a bit, so these are not bad motors. In fact, these are probably my third or fourth favorite stock motor that comes in stock guns. The torque is good. It's high torque. The armature is high torque. It's like 28 TPA or something like that, between 20 and 28. So it's great for trigger response. It's got pretty weak magnets though. Good build, good pinion gear, good shaft, bearing shaft. Honestly, a good motor. But these are great for SSG. Again, with basic, like a basic MOSFET would be great for something like this. Or something with pre-cocking. So you could use this in per se, like you know, a BTC build. You know, these are going to put out about 25 rounds a second with an 11.1 with like 13-to-1s. I've built multiple guns with these. People on budgets, and I have plenty of these laying around, and I'm like, here, I'll sell you this for 15 bucks, 20 bucks for this motor. It's decent, and you know, they've been shooting 25, 30 rounds a second. So if you're using like a 15 to 25C, like 1200, like a basic battery, a basic 11.1, you're going to get about 25, you know, if you're shooting 400 FPS with a 400 FPS spring. Nothing crazy high, but if you were to use, you know, like a 40 to 50C 1800, that's when you could get 30. So options are open with those motors. I'd keep it if you pull it out. Don't throw it away. That thing's worth 20 bucks for sure. Now, I put a rocket motor in here. Same thing as SHS. It's the green can, which is the same thing as the SHS marketed one that is, I think, has like, it's a black can. It's the high torque, or it's 16 TPA. This one's used, it was in a customer's gun. Popped it in here, adjusted the motor height, and the trigger response went up and the rate of fire did as well. So this is with a stock gearbox, just SHS motor. So you hear the difference? That's so much quicker. And that's only in the motor. Now you still cannot spam it, but you can definitely work the trigger a little bit more. Rate of fire probably went up 2 rounds a second, I would guess. Alright, so 0.25s, 390, so we're still shooting really high FPS. Full auto, 21.1 rounds a second. That's actually quite the jump, a lot more than I was expecting, and I didn't even charge this battery. So we jumped up 4 rounds a second with just the motor swap. Still can't spam it, again, but it's quicker. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. This gun will actually be for sale, not with this motor, because this is a customer's motor, but this is my brother's gun. But if you want any upgrades done to this gun, I can throw them in here. So if you want an SHS motor, purchase it, send me the money, I can order it, or you can order and have it shipped to me, or whatever the case. I'll get it in, I'll install into this gun, I'll charge you like $10 for a motor install. That's it, and then the price of the gun. So yeah, but you'd be buying the gun for my brother, but hitting me up with $10 just to pop a motor in here and adjust the motor height kind of thing. So, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you on the next video.